statement was something like, why did your black sisters allow you or you guys to be on here looking like that on
Mm-hmm.
national TV? But in
Mm-hmm.
the same case, you're on a national platform pointing them out.
Okay.
That's just as bad.
So if EB or Erica on your show think that, hey, me being boring, tedious, or whatever you think, or me and being
Oh my God.
Greg is tedious, it doesn't matter. We're being our authentic self, and you're watching and you're viewing. And my edges they're back today.
Answer the question though.
Hey, it's me, your girl Cynthia Bailey, and I've been hanging out with your girl, the queen of reality TV, Kamisha Reviews.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Kamisha Reviews, the queen of reality TV, period. I got my girl up here, Dina, aka Christina, the queen of receipts, period. And we're going to talk about this last chapter of this season. Thank you, Jesus. Never Ever Met season 2. First, I want Dina to get a recap, and I'm going to do my own recap about some bullshit I heard today. Dina, go right ahead, mama.
I ain't got it.
Are you okay? Okay, perfect. Damn.
Let me tell you.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Oh my God. She usually
There was
would make sure I
nothing
have
to
a
be
recap.
got. It was nothing. It was not giving what needed to be gave,
Okay.
and really they could have did the and like they did last year at the last episode, just did a recap of where are they now, because
Yes.
this hour was a waste of my time, effort, and energy, and I'm mad I can't get it back.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I am done. Okay, so let me do a little quick little thing I want to say. So I know that I was sent a video today of, girl Lex talking about, her whatever she went through, her experience, da da da, whatever. That's fine. This is what I'm gonna say about that, what she said, right? I did a video before the season started. And I know you guys remember what I said. I said, and I quote, the relationship is fake. I'm not lying about that. Now, to her point to say that she posted, which I said she posted, the relationship between Maya and Chris and as last spring, Chris was under contract for a year. He was only 6 months in that contract in April. He was not allowed to date anybody outside the show. I will say it again. He was not allowed to date anybody outside the show for a solid year. So him dating Maya was okay. They're both under the same contract, the same whatever. So you talk to Cass because you are, as you stated, an admin, a free job, something you choose to do on your own. And
That she
you
takes very seriously.
Yes, she does. But the thing about it is, you posted a couple of Ready to Love because you were admin for a Facebook group. You're not going to play us to say, "Oh, we were talking on the side." So you're telling me that you want to be a side chick, that you was okay in secret. It wasn't no show going on. Nothing was happening. You was unaccompanied. Nothing was happening. You're telling me you chose to be a permanent side chick in silent and promoting the relationship. We are not dumb people. You guys were not in a relationship. I talked to production in September. September to the end of this year, the end of his contract. Get the fuck up out of here. Then he was able to do another show and film with you. And we were able to see it at the beginning of this year. Don't play me. Don't play anybody else. You're putting it on your group. Stop using your group. That's not right to me. I would respect her more if she was like, period, I wanted to get on there for a bag, or maybe I want some experience. I talk about reality TV a lot, so I want to go on a show and experience it. I would respect her more because I could understand that. Honestly, people tell me they go on the show, they really want it together. It was all fake. I've heard this for years. So I'm just confused by the video because you're trying to play us. I already said this before the season started. You cannot reiterate what I already said. You posted a post about a couple because you are an admin for a Facebook group that you take very seriously. You told them to apologize because you want to create this narrative about Maya. Please. I'm done. It's irritating. Okay, Dina, your thoughts about this? That's ridiculous to me.
Here's the thing. A lie don't care who tell it as long as it get told.
Child. I said what I said about that, and I'm done with that. All right, let's get into this reunion. All right, so the reunion was trash. Sorry, it was like the season. It was trash. Um, I will say, Jay, she's my favorite. I said this in the past couple of episodes to Dina. She gave everything that needed to be gave. Now she was, a little bit messy, a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. But I enjoyed watching her, and I enjoyed the things that she said because she said we all were saying the same thing. Brittany, oh God, Brittany was giving so many singers and so mean. I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? Because when Brittany and Jay started going back and forth, I really wanted to see that because I wanted to see Brittany give back what Jay gave to her anyway. No shade.
All I know is that when they said played that game, if you could come back with somebody else from the cast, who would it be? I prayed to God Brittany didn't say Cinco because I know
Oh
Jay would have
Lord.
came up over there and snatched all her little hair out. So
You
I
know
was so
what?
glad that that did not take place. But on the for real,
Hmm.
Brittany, I understand she could have boundaries, and I'm not trying to negate her boundaries.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
I do feel that she's using her boundaries, and when she could have just said, "I don't like you," the person that we were. Everybody knows that people have different variations of themselves, and not like clinically multiple personalities, but you got your work personality, you got with your family personality, you got with your homies personality. Now, some people are all the same because they just don't give a dang. I prefer to keep
Yes.
my job. So
Hmm.
I might have a different personality at work and then a different personality with everybody else. But whoever he was on the phone, or maybe he looked different when she seen him, I don't know, it something that set her off from the jump that she did not like about him, whether it was his look, cologne, personality, body shape, or she saw other eye candy in the house. And it's kind of like when you meet this guy and you like, oh, he fine. Then he bring you to the cookout and you realize he's the least fine, and there's 10 more
Yes.
more fine than him, and you like, dang, I shouldn't have came with him. I could have
Right.
been to the cookout by myself.
Hmm.
So then you just turned off from him because you see things that are more aesthetically pleasing to you.
Well, you heard what Jay said. Jay said okay, some women say she was kind of rude. I don't know, but she said that when she first met Brittany, she went past her and went to her man. So off the jump, I think there was a bad taste in her mouth for her. It was a scene we just didn't see, or maybe we didn't pay attention. I don't know, but I know you
But
mentioned at the
she
beginning of
not
the
there to
season
make
something.
friends with the ladies. You there for your man. I think that's where people like, let me.
But no, but Dina, hold on. I get what you're saying with that, and I 100% agree. But Dina, if I'm meeting you for the first time and you don't say hi to me, you walk and go say hi to my man, and yeah, you always are my man for the rest of the season, I would feel away about that. That's something that's
Oh,
not
okay.
right.
I missed what you said. I thought she said Jay walked past her and
No,
went to her
no,
man.
no. I guess she tried to say she wanted to meet Brittany, but Brittany bypassed her and went to Cinco. And I
Oh,
think that
okay.
left
Yeah.
a
Now
bad taste in her mouth.
that's just raggedy.
Yes. That would leave it. I would like want to. That's probably why they kind of always had the same. Brittany probably didn't pay attention to it, but Jay probably always felt the way towards her because of that. She just tried to keep it cute. I'm not gonna do too much, but
And
she
see,
made it
that's
to
when
the
you
end.
ain't got no home training. Because let me tell you something. If I walk in a room, I'm gonna
Hmm.
always say hi to the woman first. Even if I known your man for 100 years, we played in the sand in the sandbox in fifth grade or
Hmm.
whatever. I'm gonna say hi to the woman first, just out of respect to let her know ain't no ill will or blah 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 whatever. I always gonna say hi to the woman first.
Well, the whole thing I feel like is that it was a lot of disrespect, and it was like a lot of lies, and it was like she's not. To me, the theme of this show it should be she's not that into you because Brittany was not into Ty, and I also agree with you
Mm-mm.
said. I also agree with you saying that I really feel like I don't think she was into him the whole time. I don't know because to me, you can't you can look at him on camera and he looks the same in person. So you knew he probably was goofy. You telling me the whole time that he wasn't saying stuff, and I also believe him when he said he grabbed her on the butt or did something. She said she liked it, but what I didn't like about what Todd was saying that you slapped her on the butt so hard her teeth clenched. She told him not to touch me, not to kiss me, which I thought was kind of crazy, but she said all these things, you still did stuff. So for Ty where he messed up at, you went over her boundaries. That's what Toronto's trying to
Mm-hmm.
say. Why would you go over one? If she say don't hug me, don't stand in my space, whatever that looks like, you respect it, and then hopefully y'all can come together later. Now, what I'll say about Brittany is you never liked him. You said before you came into the house not to kiss me. You never liked that dude, and you were wrong for going on the show with him. I felt like Brittany
And
was
you know
wrong
what?
100%.
And if you want to be honest, now this I ain't heard this, so this is allegedly. But if
Hmm.
you give somebody a set of rules before you go on this show, it's giving. I came here for a bag, and I have a significant other at home. So don't do too much because I ain't trying to get my ass beat when I get home.
Period. Yes, because you know everybody can watch a TV show, and not only that, she didn't want to be seen with you like that. She didn't want you. Maybe she was embarrassed. You ain't her type. I just felt like that it was fake too. It was fake too
Mhm.
as well. It is. I really feel
I
like
think
that
she was fake. I don't think
she was.
necessarily Ty
I'm
was
about to
fake.
say me. Yeah, I don't know if Ty was necessarily because that's why he was so upset at the reunion. He was so upset. I could tell he genuinely was upset, like he was hurt. Brittany was sitting back, baby, like it could have been a Tuesday. She did not care. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
She looked like, oh, okay, next. She didn't care. And I don't know
Mm-mm.
why she won't admit it. Maybe real quick before we move past Jay and Brittany, the reads they gave each other was crazy. When she said maybe what did Jay say? Oh, I don't have my notes because I'm not on my computer. But she said when she said maybe the older people can't hang
Yeah.
or young people or something like that. And Brittany was like, "You have look at the lines in your face. You should get this old." I said, "Now we're doing the old and young people because I don't know how old. I can't remember how
Girl,
old."
she need to sit down looking like Shamar Mama ass and shut the fuck up.
Oh my
Okay,
god!
so that's what the buck Brittany need to do. Cause baby, let's be real
Oh my
clear.
god!
I'm not
Jesus!
the best looking woman in the world, and you not either. Okay, so girl, you could be walking down Rodeo Drive, and somebody gonna think you Shamar and ask for your autograph. So you should be thankful
I'm done.
anybody is looking your way.
I'm so done. In reality, for all you
And I
guys
ain't
who
even
on the
started
show,
drinking yet, so I wait till
me
I
either.
start drinking. It's gonna get better.
But not better. It might be worse. But for you guys to understand that when this show is over, nobody will remember you guys. They'll probably remember Charlie and was Jared and maybe and Jay and Cinco. But to be honest, once the show is over, you are literally forgotten. I ain't trying to be funny, and I'm saying that because some people think that this is gonna be a platform or a stepping stone to stardom. It's not. Like every other cast member that you forgot about from every other season, unless they go on other reality shows, you don't remember who they are. So, and some of you guys are forgettable anyway by yourself, and you know who you are. Anyway, who's next? Kiki and shit, I can't remember the
Brandon.
two. Brandon. Wait, no. I want to go to Clave and Tati. Now, I'm trying to figure out was this a production thing? And I'm gonna tell you where you gonna see where I'm going with this. Because it first started with the Chris and the Tati, the little back and forth in the beginning. I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all trying to do a narrative? I say this for a reason because the second part of this I feel like they're trying to do a narrative to change the things that's going on the internet. So now you're gonna try to tell me that Tati and Chris are messing around, da da da. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that that's also fake. Just like when she goes and says she like gay porn. Baby, let me tell you something. Y'all must think that we're idiots. I'm so sorry. Y'all must think that we are stupid because you can tell somebody to say something don't mean that doesn't mean it's real. We already know the allegations that people are putting on Chris. I don't talk about that on my channel. I don't out people, and everybody knows I don't do that. But the allegations are out there about him. I just won't get too much into it. But for her to sit here and say the same thing that the allegations are about that he's doing is crazy. Why would you even say or bring attention to it? I just didn't understand that scene. It was so planted in the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
The scenes that we haven't seen yet. Oh, we're idiots. What do you think, Dina? Because they think we're dumb.
They do. And the scenes that we haven't seen before, they could have kept. They could have, again, they could have kept this whole episode on the editing room floor and just did a 10-minute update where like they did before when they had everybody on video chat. How are you guys doing now? And they could have did that at
Right.
the end of the last episode and called it a day.
Yes. And I've been just fine with that. I didn't even. Oh, Tukula said, I think Brittany's beautiful. Wait, what did she say? I think that I can't even read it because I'm.
Oh, it says, I think Brittany is beautiful. Girl, I don't see Shamar when I see her. The only reason I didn't really see it in the beginning either until somebody posted in that other lady's group that she put me out of because she couldn't hang with me. Um, Posted the two of them next to each other. And then I was like, oh damn. But yeah.
Now she put you at the Google, she couldn't hang with you and could not. Okay.
Wait,
What happened? Okay, so the Clave and the Chris situation, and I'm sorry, the Tati situation. Girl, do you actually believe that they even got Lex saying stuff too? You want to go sit in her lap once again, bringing up things that we know about already with the pics, all the things they're saying. We've all exposed all this whole entire season.
I
So I'm just
think
confused.
I mean, because when they did the reunion, all this outside noise hadn't came into the picture yet. And playful or not, men do have an ego. So maybe Clay was feeling some type of way because he was still bothered about it in another clip, unless that was really all one conversation and they just played it out of order. I don't know.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
Because he was
the
like,
porn.
damn, you still on that?
Well, the porn stuff that was attached to Chris, that stuff was kind of out around the time it was recorded. But I'm just saying. But to me, like I said, I believe they think we're stupid. You know how you can be a producer and say, "Well, let's trick everybody." I know the internet's talking about it, but let's play it like Lex is the one that's into this. Let's play it like, oh, we're on reunion and we're talking about the pics that he sent. Oh, we're being controversial. How late, delayed, and tired do you have to be not to be updated and really want to get some tea and really talk about it? We get so sick of this crap, it's ridiculous. It's like Tubi. It's like Tubi. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's
So
whatever's beneath Tubi.
it's
Don't
the
be
oh
insulting Tubi like that, because Tubi be having some good movies. Now, some of the acting ain't all that great, but the plots be on fire.
oh yes. Not as a ubi. Oh my god.
It's
Oh
just
my
B.
god. No tea, no nothing.
B-I, God,
Oh.
get off my screen.
Oh my God. Who? Oh, Charlie. Okay. So first of all, I'm sorry, Charlie. No shade. That red hair member was not working. It
Not
just.
Aquila said, baby, you have been kicked out of better places. Look, I ain't never been kicked out of nowhere, and I ain't sad about being kicked out because the shit was boring any goddamn way. All she did was post about herself 24/7 and spread fucking lies and shit.
Oh my
I'm for
God.
real. It'd be 75 posts in there. 70 are her, 5 are probably people she told to post in there.
like I said,
And
like I
don't talk
said,
about
the
my
people
wig
like.
or Chris being potentially fluid. Don't talk about that.
Well, the funny thing is, this she said she takes her admin very seriously, but yet you did not post nothing about Dallas. Why is that? You were mad. I was so incorporated with that cast and do my in-person interviews and being recognized for being who I was. You were so mad about that. You would not post Dallas for shit in your important admin job that you throw it
Everybody
for
wanted
free.
to wear the crown until they realize how heavy it is. Get on with it. Get on, girl. Get on.
Jesus. Woo! All right. Let me go ahead and continue. I'm sorry, yeah, this turned to something else. But this is very light. This is fun light. Don't get all
Well, I just took
upset.
my first shot. It's about to get live. Okay, go ahead.
Oh shit. Well, after this episode, you'll be forgotten anyway. So anyway,
Right.
Charlie, the red hair was not working, wasn't giving. I'm sorry. This is the
I
first time
like
I
you,
said
Charlie, in the
I
red hair.
did.
You know what?
I
I
did.
think Charlie is a beautiful woman, and I know I
She
sent you the
is.
video. Um, Whatever that thing she had done, that needs to be talked about because there's a lot of women having that problem with the hair. But I'm glad she got that
Mm.
taken care of. But I liked her in the red hair. She was giving very Jessica Rabbit. I liked it.
I did not see that. I did not see that. I think that the hair with the red was a little darker. I mean, no, I'm sorry, it was a darker red. It was kind of gonna give like a clown red color. But anyway,
I liked
um,
it.
I one thing I want to say because Jay kind of read her a little bit, and she said she felt like she was kind of like nothing was in her head. Like when they showed Jay talking about her, and like she didn't get it or whatever. Some women have to be in it to experience it, and then they find it on their own. You can't make somebody realize, oh, this dude treat me like trash. We all know that. So I wouldn't say she didn't have common sense. She just was, liking what she was doing, and she liked being with him. And
And not only
I'm
that,
not gonna judge her for it.
like we said, she was like, nobody's done this, nobody's done that, nobody's done that. And the sad part is, his bare minimum was exceptional for her. Now y'all all know, I seen this on, y'all remember Tasia from Ready to Love, she's a great, she got a whole bunch of shit going on. She on the, what you call it, people's now. Tonight's conversation tour and all that. But she did a thing where she said, so here's the basement level of care, right? And then he does something great. So now you didn't spike to the mountaintop or whatever. Then he ghosts you or he doesn't do anything for a long time. And then he does the bare minimum again. And now you spike back to the mountaintop. And it wasn't like he was doing anything great. You was just so grateful and thankful that he did anything. You're on cloud 10, and really the energy he gave was barely a cloud 1. And I think that's where she was with Jared. Like, she never experienced somebody catering to her, which I don't. You got 3 kids prior to the one night stand, so these you
Jesus.
just I'm not understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't. I'm not trying to get in her business. I'm just not understanding.
I know, but then some women really have not experienced that, or because the first thing she said, "Oh, he's so fine," she was memorized by him. I felt like I
Right,
just
and
felt
I
like
get
she was
that
so into
because
him.
even though I've been spoiled in other ways, I can, like, I was having a conversation, like, I've never had anybody give me anything for my birthday or Christmas, and I got kids and been married, but it was all about the kids and blah, 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 whatever. But I have been flown around the country. I have had breakfast in bed. I have had, but it just depends on what's your go-to, what's your
Your
deal breaker,
preference,
what your process of what you want to make you feel special. Because baby, my birthday is a holiday to me, so I don't care if don't nobody give me a present.
100%.
I'll
Yes,
celebrate the
ma'am.
whole month.
Let's
So
go.
that's not a deal breaker
And she
for me.
does.
But you don't give me something on Mother's Day, we got to break up.
Okay, 100%. But the thing about it is, they always say you have to love yourself. So, like, I'm gonna say this because I love how you said that. So, self care is everything. If you don't love yourself, like for me, I've been on the internet as a blogger for years. You know, what I'm saying? I've been dragged, talked about, posted video, whatever. A lot of people can't handle that. They weak. No, I'm not like I said they weak, but they can't handle it because it could be a lot. Me myself, I've been doing it for such a long time. You can talk about me and drag me and talk about me. I'm gonna be okay every freaking day. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna roll. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's gonna change about me. I'm not gonna cry or nothing. I might go off of you and drag you to the 10th power, but at the end of the day, I'm a very confident woman. I always have been. Even when I was bigger, very, very confident. Nothing has changed about me as far as my confidence, but I take care of myself, like you just said. You do things for yourself to make yourself feel good. Because if you look at somebody else to make you feel good and make you happy, that's a problem, right? And some women do look to men to make them happy. I'm happy regardless if I had a man or not. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long time
And
to
this
get
is
here.
what I
After my
say to
dad
those
passed,
people.
hold on, mama. After my dad
Go.
passed away, it took me a long time to get to that place because I was struggling after he died. Like, it took a long time. So you have to work on yourself to get there. That's all I want to say. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say to this, and y'all can put it on a t-shirt, keychain, or whatever. Do not put the key to your happiness in somebody else's pocket.
Because, baby, that's going to be a key that you will lose forever. I'm just telling you. Don't even do
Because
that.
they will take them pants and throw them in the trash or send them to the cleaners, lose the key, all kinds of
Look,
stuff. And look, I've talked to people. I've said this a number of times. It took me a long time to figure out a lot of stuff in life, and I pass this on to the younger people because I wish somebody would have told me. But one is my I'm not my type's type, and you can't love the hoe out of somebody. Jared is a certified whore. And
oh,
I'm not
Lord.
trying to call, and I say that because he just want to hit it and quit it, and he not worried about nobody's feelings. And I don't know Charlie's story, so I'm not gonna shame her
Right.
on the kids and the things. And I know she felt lonely and she went out, she got some attention, and the baby came from it. We've all done some weird things for attention in the past, so I'm gonna let her be on that.
Right.
But I really want her to sit back and know her worth. Because if you got 4 kids that you taking care of, that you're not asking a man and for nothing, and you're not getting no child support, there is a man out there, regardless of how many kids you got. My mama boyfriend had a friend, and this man married a woman with 8 kids, and they was all boys.
Wow.
And he raised them
Wow.
kids like they was his. Now I don't know. I think the last 2 might have been his and hers. She had 6 when
Right.
she got with him, and then she had 2 more by him. So altogether they had 8 kids, and they still together to this day, old as hell, still together in their 70s.
So women with kids have found love, like you said. So to me, some women who have children who are single, they sell themselves short or feel they need
Because
to,
that's what
go
society
lower.
tells them.
Well, it is, but like for her, the reason why that she got tore by the internet, it wasn't necessarily because of the fact that she had kids or had a baby or whatever. It's because she lied about her kids. That was everybody's big complaint with
Yep.
Charlie.
Yep.
Because to me, and even with him, I don't respect the both of them about that because both of y'all had children and Clave as well. Y'all had babies that y'all hid, which to me it's crazy.
I ain't
There's no
never hiding
relationship.
my
There's
kids.
no D. There's no cuckoo. It's gonna make somebody say, you know what? I want it so bad. I want the person like it so bad. I'm gonna see I have a child. What kind of shit is that? Because to
Right.
me,
It
imagine
was
that child.
very much
Hold on,
all
Tina.
three of them together was giving very much flowers in the attic, hiding the kids, bait and
What the
swap.
hell?
Yeah, remember when the lady hid her
I
kids?
do, I do.
Yeah,
But
so she
what I'm
could
gonna
bag
tell
a
you
rich
was
man
these
and then left
children,
them.
these children are gonna grow up one day, and it's the internet. You know how the internet is now. Can you imagine the internet
Nothing
when the
ever
kids
is
get big?
deleted.
Right. So when them children get kids, and they're gonna be attached to, a mess of the AI is, they're gonna be attached to their parents. I don't care what nobody say. I want to try to hide it from them. They probably won't hide it from them, but
I
they're
would
going
just
to see
come
it.
right out and tell them,
I
like,
would. I
yeah, I
would.
was on this show. I really like this
Yep.
guy. I was hiding my kids, trying to feel him out, blah, 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 whatever. I would not let my kids find out through the internet.
That'd be a smart
At
way to do it,
whatever
Dana.
age they're old enough to understand, because she's got like some older ones that would understand the newborn is going to take some time. But yeah, but
Hmm.
I've never got that. Like anybody say, you got kids? Yeah, I got three. They grown out the house. Look,
Yeah.
I got three kids, but they taken care of. What you want to do?
Because at the end of the day,
But I
you're taking
think
care of your own kids.
society
You're trying
puts
to
it
thank
on
me.
our brain. Right. But I think society puts it on the brain of women, whether whatever color, black, white, yellow, green, or purple, that the kids you have, the less desirable you are, the less choice you have of getting a good man.
Oh
And
yeah.
to some
Hmm.
extent, it's
It
factual
is
because
true.
you're not
Hmm.
just gonna date Joe down the street because he making 10.50 at Burger King, and that's not gonna work. But at the same time, if you meet a man that is about his business and he really care for you, and he got a little bit of money, I ain't saying he rich, billionaire rich, he'll be willing to take on that responsibility, and that goes to the main type of man that you're dating. If you want a wild boy out in the street, he not gonna take care of your kids. But a grown, if he mess with you, then he gonna be willing and take on the responsibility because that is an extension of you.
Well, the okay, we're gonna move on from them. I'm gonna talk about Kiki real quick and Brandon.
Okay.
Kiki, I feel like. Did you like her hair? I really like her hair color. I thought her hair that she had on the show was pretty. I don't know why they put that color on her; it just did not match. I just wasn't looking to liking the looks a lot
I don't
anyway. So
even
anyway,
care. They didn't focus enough on them. I don't remember.
oh my
Let me go
Lord
back and look.
Jesus. So Kiki, Brandon's hair was really cute. The man was giving on looks today. I'm sorry, they were, but
Brandon
Brandon
was
to me
looking
was kind of like shake the.
exceptionally fine.
He was man. The chocolate was chocolating. Is all I'm gonna say. Brandon was doing the thing, baby. I'm sorry, and Cinco as well. And also how they carry themselves makes them attractive. Not just the way they look. Brandon and Cinco, the way they carry themselves, the things they said, how they treat. I loved it. Now, with that being said, Brandon has some, issues. I will say, but Kiki, if like he said, if she would have told him in the beginning that about the situation with the ex or whatever, he said they would have been done. Because I remember how we mentioned it. He said it was a deal breaker for him.
Hmm.
I don't
That
think
was
they
a
would have been
deal breaker
together
for him.
if he knew. He wouldn't have been with her. Their relationship, because I could just tell he had this thing. He looked at her like the way he was looking at Kiki was so not cute, right? But he sure was giving Charlie a nice look. I didn't even remember this waffle thing. Did you know about this waffle partner situation where they did waffles together? Maybe they just said so.
Saw the waffle thing.
Wow. I don't mind the crossover like that. Like, say for instance, we're all fake in this house and we're not together, but we find some real stuff while we're here. I ain't gonna hate on that. I'm not gonna lie. If Charlie and Brandon got together, I think that'd be cute. Because I feel like Brandon's a good guy. And I feel like he got some issues because of his stepdaddy or whatever, but
Hmm.
we all have issues. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that was a cute look. What'd you think about that?
I
Kiki and
mean,
I'm
I
sorry,
think
Brandon and
Brandon's
Charlie.
a cool dude. but I don't know if he's mentally prepared for the kids either. Okay, I had to go back and look at Kiki's hair. No, I don't like it, but I like her dress.
Her dress is pretty, but I didn't like her hair. It didn't matter the color.
Hmm.
I didn't know. I don't know why they went that way. Anyway,
She
yeah.
was
So she was
giving me
like, "Is
Ronnie
what it
from
is." I don't
Pink
think Kiki
Players
care.
Club.
Oh my
No, she
god.
was giving me Ronnie from
Oh,
Players Club.
I got you with the hair. Use what? Wait, what she say? Use what? Damn it! What did she? It's like your favorite movie.
We'll
What they
use
say?
what you got to get what you want.
Yeah, get what you want. I'm not send a clip to her. She gonna love that shit. It's our movie. But anyway, moving on. I want to talk about Cinco and Jay, my favorite couple. Girl, even when Jay was going back and forth with old girl, I'm sorry, Brittany, he was like, "Baby, let them have that. Don't even." He was so chill. How he said, "I was like, oh, I
Hmm.
like that." He wasn't checking her crazy like, "Baby, stop." He was just like, "Shorty, let them have that. Don't worry. Don't even get the energy." You know what I'm saying? I just like the way he speaks to her and how she spoke about him. It's a beautiful relationship to me. For the first time, we have a couple who's still together and when they're talking about each other, it was a positive. Now they had a little bumpy
And they
road,
were
but
the
you can
only
hear them talking
ones.
about it.
And
That's the
they
only
were
one
the
they
only
really rooted
ones.
for. I know, but they're the only one that we
That's
all rooted for,
probably
and
because
and
they
the
were the only
fans.
real couple. That's probably
Hmm.
because, well, I think Brandon and Kiki was real, but she had too many secrets and he had too much trauma. But
Okay, okay, I agree with
I
that.
feel like Jay and Cinco was real. Kiki and Brandon was real. I feel like Todd was real. Brittany was playing. We know Chris and old girl was fake. Play and Tati was fake. And Alicia and Irvin, I don't even know why they was ever there, but go
I
ahead.
don't know. I don't know. Girl, that's that. Look, let's talk about that real quick before we even go to Jay and Cinco. That relationship to me was like a last minute decision. I feel like we need one more couple. Let's just try this right here because they had nothing, like no chemistry, nothing. And she kind of was like, I'm not gonna say she was acting like she was better than him a little bit. How she was speaking to him, I felt like she was talking to him, talking down to him a little bit. Now she redeemed herself, in my opinion, when she apologized. I loved her apology because telling a man you don't feel safe on TV was crazy to me. I still do not agree with that. And a black man, you're saying on TV, which everybody gonna forever remember him for that. Like you said, that and is unforgivable and doesn't forget that you said I don't feel safe. So I remember you didn't like that either. What you think?
No,
And I
I
got
did not
boys
like
too.
that at all. And I just kind of felt like, again, I'm not negating anybody's boundaries or feelings or
Hmm.
anything like that. I just don't like when, and I'm not going to be discriminatory and say women, but we tend to do it more often than others when we're out of our comfort zone. But I do not like the fact when people use their issues and boundaries or whatever as an excuse. Just openly say, I don't like you. We have that right. You're in that safe space now. You know they got all that crazy stuff going on where they say, "Hey, just give a dude your number and then block him," or you probably never run into him again because there's crazy folks out there. But you're in a safe space, so you could easily say, "I don't like you," and go home.
Gotcha. That's all you got to say. It really is as simple as that. But a lot of people, I feel like, are too scared to. I don't know. They're too scared to do these things. The simple things that can solve problems. They'd rather go through it the
Mm-hmm.
hard way. And I've never understood that. Why would you want to go through the hard way? You can just make it so simple. Facing somebody and saying something that you need to have talk about probably is a lot more easier than lying about it now coming out later and it's messy and
Mm-hmm.
fights are happening. But hey, who do I know? I'm just an old lady. I don't know nothing.
I mean, look, I done been around the block way too many times. I ain't got time to fake the funk for nobody. Like if I don't like you, I don't like you. And I'm not gonna sit around and pretend like I like you. That's why I
Right.
always said I would never be never good at one of them good time girls because baby if I don't like you I don't care how much money you got you turn me off. I'm revolted at the look of you. I'm disgusted. You yeah, you don't do nothing for me. I cannot be in your presence.
Right. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Jay and Cinco were the only one who stayed together, and they spoke about how they're still working it out. He came to visit her in
Yeah, he's
Chicago.
coming
And
like every month.
roses on her door, every 3 days, all this stuff. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Then her little boy loves him. She spoke about him in
Mm-hmm.
such a wonderful way. He had to leave because he's trying out for a basketball league, being recruited for
Mm-hmm.
basketball or something
Overseas
overseas.
International Basketball League. Yeah.
Hey, and even when they asked him the question about, I thought was kind of awkward about marrying her, he still answered it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, he is
I'd
just
have
an
been like,
awesome dude.
me, I'd have been like, that ain't none of your business between me and her. But
Right.
I loved his answer. He was like, hey, if things keep going the way they going, yeah, eventually.
Yes, I loved it. The answer was perfect. The answer
Mm-hmm.
he gave was perfect. He treats her like a queen. He also don't, he says what he got to say to her when he wants to say it, which is fine. But respectfully in the way he does it, that's why I love it. Even when he tried to tell her, calm down and chill out, I
Mm-hmm.
loved how he did it because she immediately chilled. And I'm just saying, women are more receptive to something like that. Like if a man gonna check you, because your man gonna check you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But it's the way they do it is what is, to me, in my opinion,
Yeah,
the way
because in
it
that
counts.
moment you couldn't, go to the side. So he did it in a nice, chill way. Wasn't overly controlling. Wasn't being all extra masculine. He said what he needed to say, and she let him lead and accepted what he needed to say. And it's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is. Uh, we already talked about Lex and Chris. We know the relationship is not real. I'm not gonna get too much into it, except for the part where she was talking about come sit on my lap and all of that. Like all that stuff to me was
Well, no,
projection.
she said, "Do you want to sit on Tati's
Oh,
lap?" Like
yeah, now.
you could tell, even though it was fake, she don't like people putting her in positions like she wants to. She's competitive and wants to be on top.
Oh, I can
The
tell.
fact that he was
Hmm.
interested, or even half-ass fake for the game or whatever, interested in another woman, her jealousy, her aggressiveness, her anger. If she flips on a dime, it's like one of them people you having a decent conversation with, and you say one thing they don't like, and they ready to throw away a 30-year friendship.
Okay, so I know people. I'm sorry, I forgot Alicia's hair. People were talking about her hair, the wig she had on. People didn't like it. Thought I made it look a little classy. Lex's hair, I gotta be fair. It gave Pokemon. So I'm sorry, I didn't understand the style, and it was just giving kind of an auntie vibe. So I'm gonna talk about everybody. All the men look good to me. I'm sorry, all the men look really good. They outshine the ladies. I'm sorry, except for Jay looked beautiful. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what I got. You got anything else?
No, I mean, she was giving me some Cleopatra Queen of the Nile. Lex was, I didn't like it. I think what's that girl's name? Alicia, with whatever she had going on, she was trying to give what's that girl's name? Mel from Love and Marriage Huntsville,
Ah,
or
oh my
Holly
God,
Berry or
yes.
something or whatever. I mean, it
Mhm.
did class her up, but you can't class up the inside unless you do the
Oh
work.
shit. And she has to do some work. But like I said, the apo-
It's a start.
the apology was decent because she did it publicly so that people can so that people can see the other side of her. So I was happy that she did that. Hey, I have to call like I see. I can't be fake. It's how I do it every year for every show. Sorry. Anyway, uh, I'm done with this show. I'm done with this cast. Thank you, Jesus. We're moving on to Ready to Love. Ready to Love is coming back in August. The panel will be back, including Stacey B. We'll be back in the building, period.
Yay!
And 4th of July weekend, because I am a blogger, actual podcaster, part of Junkies, start the production. And, my life is not the same as just a group. Anyway, um, Facebook, I'm sorry, BMF will be dropping 4th of July exclusive interviews with the mom, the daughter. Also got, I forgot who has some interview. Oh, Donnell Rollins, comedian. Some hot stuff in that interview that I couldn't even drop it until the 4th of July weekend. Y'all, I cannot wait for y'all to see it. I can't even talk about it. It's hot. It's hot. Okay. I got a lot going on. And then we're also doing, of course, CBS Big Brother Press this summer. So y'all look forward to interviews and commentary with that because who I am in my name, there's no bullshit. I say it and I stand on it. I am the queen of reality TV. I am a podcaster and I'm a blogger. I do so many things. It is awesome. I am not a group holder. Sorry that was shade. I had to give it out. I had to say it. Sorry. I just had to. A free job. Free. All right. With that being said, I'm out of here.
A
Bye.
free job.